Carter with the Real Football Show, back for another week of EPL rankings. 3 weeks into the season, it's just amazing to me. I'm sure amazing to everyone, the pundits out there. When you start looking at standings and where everyone is, and the teams at the top, the teams at the bottom, definitely lots of surprises both sides of that. So one of the things I'm just going to start with, big surprises at the bottom. Manchester United, 14th. Liverpool, 16th place. West Ham in 20th. So we'll get to the rankings in a second, but absolute biggest surprise. I mean, 3 weeks of the season, there's lots of games to go, but there's just, I don't think anyone saw that this early in the season that you would be in, these teams would be in that position. Hopefully you got to watch some games this weekend. Great weekend of football. Just some really great games, lots of excitement, some really great goals. As a Man City fan, Kevin De Bruyne really saved Man City's bacon with a great assist to lead to a goal that helped them get the tie that they ended up getting. But at the top, I actually have 6 teams that I gave A+. Arsenal, Leeds, Brighton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Southampton. Some of them, Arsenal specifically, a little less to Leeds. Teams that are on the way up, playing great, taking care of business when they needed to, just great performances. Brighton, Fulham was definitely on the short list of pretty much everybody to get relegated. Not saying that's not going to happen, still may happen, but really showed up and played great this weekend. You cannot fault that. I mean, Brentford, who played great last weekend and beating Man U, Fulham came back this week and took them down. So I mean, that you got to give them an A+ for that. Crystal Palace against Southampton, obviously lesser teams, but performing when they needed to. I think to some degree, Newcastle, I gave them an A, not an A+, but an A. Played great against Man City, especially in the first half. I don't think Man City had their best first half, but Newcastle at home, definitely looking to kind of start cementing a spot for them in the Big Six, and they played great. Players played great. I'm giving Man U a little begrudgingly an A. They responded. I don't think they necessarily played fantastic, but Liverpool's a good team, struggling right now, but good team. They came out and they won the game. They got up 2-0, allowed that the one goal to get 2-1, but they held on and got the win. Hopefully that takes a little pressure off the coach, which I think it's way too early for the coach to be under any pressure. 2 top teams I gave B+ to Manchester City. Like I said, I don't think that they played great in the first half, but they did what champions do. Team that's won 4 of the last 5 EPL titles. They went down 3-1 to Newcastle away and came right back within 5 minutes, scored 2 goals to get that tie. Again, it would have been nice if they'd gotten that, if they'd been able to get one more goal and finish off the comeback. They didn't, but again, Newcastle played very well, so you can't take anything away from them. And then Tottenham, 1-0 win. Again, Wolves isn't necessarily a great team, but they're not a bad team, and they got the win. That's what's important. Probably another little surprise here, Nottingham Forest. I'm giving them a B. Tie with Everton. Again, but you have to look, to me, this is a team that's just been promoted. Typically, most years it's not uncommon of the 3 teams that are going to get relegated in the season. Not uncommon for 2 of them that beat teams that just got promoted. Nottingham Forest, tie isn't great, but point is a point. I'm giving them a B. Brentford, again, they performed great against Man U last week. I'll give them a C+. They lost, but the C+ is probably the best I can do when a team loses. Wolves and Everton. Everton gets the tie. Wolves lose to a very good Tottenham team, so I'm going to give them both C's. Everton, it's a big name. To me the best American player of all time. Tim Howard played for them for years. You know, you kind of want to see them succeed, but right now they're definitely struggling. Now we start getting to the bottom. The D's, Bournemouth. Welcome to the Premier League. They've got to win the first season, and they get Manchester City's week 2, Arsenal this weekend, and they have Liverpool, which is going to be pretty pissed off, coming up this weekend for week 4. So three great teams in the first 4 weeks. Again, not Bournemouth. Welcome back to the Premier League. It's tough. It's going to be a struggle for them all year to stay up. Hopefully, when they get some of the lesser teams, they'll get some points, which again they did the first week of the season. Aston Villa, I also have the D, and Leicester City. Leicester City's another team that they've been right on that edge of that Big Six. They had that surprise title a few years back, but this past weekend D. And the real surprise is the bottom 3 teams that I gave Fs: Chelsea, Liverpool, West Ham. Start with West Ham. West Ham is a team over the last few years has really been making that push, been right on the edge of qualifying for Champions League, not necessarily not getting there, but right on the edge pretty consistently. Last place. Taking Man U's spot. Now Man U actually got the win on Monday, but taking that spot, West Ham's in last place. I can't say I can give anything but an F. Liverpool, 2 points in 3 weeks. I still feel that they're going to be a challenger for the title, but I think these 3 weeks they're going to look back at the end of the season and go, getting 2 points in the 3 weeks just isn't good enough. And then Chelsea, just Leeds as an American, love Leeds, love that they have an American coach, love that they have two American players doing great for them. Aaronson's goal on Mendy's mistake was fantastic. Nice to see that hustle, but again, Leeds going against a team that's considered to be, and probably still is considered to be, one of the challengers for the title this season, and they went after it. They didn't back off. They didn't go in a defensive shell. We're going to come out. We're going to attack them. Aaronson's goal being a perfect example. We attacked them. They got their opening goal from that. You want to see that. And I said this is a great week of soccer football from that standpoint, to see teams playing, seeing Newcastle coming right out of the gate against Man City, seeing Leeds coming up against Chelsea, seeing these teams that aren't necessarily considered at their level come out and fight for the game, go after it, not just sit back. So no parking the bus here. So let's if you disagree, let me know. I'd love to get some more interaction. So if you have anything that you'd like me to cover, I'll try at the end of the week to put out something for what I see coming up this weekend. I did predict the Leeds win. Did not predict the score, but did predict the Leeds win. I had Leeds winning 1-0. They ended up winning 3-0. So I did get that right before this weekend. So have a great week, and talk to you soon.